Good day viewers and welcome to another short video. For those who do not know me, my name is Wayne M. Sundborg and I have been involved in the safety industry for some 39 years now. I believe this video will stir up some emotions, but the truth needs to be said. Has health and safety become a woke society? We're chasing metrics and KPIs rather than looking at what's really wrong. Safety personnel sitting in air-conditioned offices, not on site where the real answers are. Consultants making money out of new schemes. Safety differently, safety too, hop, zero incidents. All of which shift the focus on where the real problems are. Despite decades of progress, workers still die and get injured daily. Organizations win safety awards while workers feel unsafe. 79% of companies don't use metrics that actually measure safety impact. Management thinks workers feel safe, workers disagree. One of my earlier clients, a large construction group, won safety awards year after year from various groups and memberships. They were recognized for environmental initiatives, herb gardens, beehives in the centre of London. Management saw progressive safety culture, green initiatives, worker engagement. Workers experienced daily safety compromises, pressure to cut corners, fear of reporting issues. Awards celebrated company image while real hazards were ignored. Management celebrated their safety culture in boardrooms while workers risked their lives on site. I was recently working for a FTSE 100 index-linked company that had a near-fatal incident. A young quality worker was checking contents on a flatbed truck when a second truck reverses into the stationary truck. The worker was trapped between vehicles, saved only by her helmet. The perversion of this story is the safety team gave an award to the truck driver responsible for thanking him for not killing her. Problem 1. The metrics obsession. We measure activity, not safety. The core problem. Instead of measuring whether people are actually safer, companies just count whether they completed safety tasks. It's like checking off boxes on a to-do list without caring if those tasks actually helped. What companies currently do: count how many safety meetings they held, track how many people attended training, record how many safety inspections happened. What they should measure instead: did fewer accidents happen after the training? Are workers actually following safety rules they learned? Did the inspections find and fix real dangers? Why this matters? When companies only measure activities, they can have perfect safety records on paper while workers are still getting injured. It creates a false sense of security where everyone thinks they're doing great because they completed all their safety tasks, even though the workplace might still be dangerous. Problem 2. Perverse incentives. When safety rewards become safety hazards, rate-based programs reward no incidents. Workers hide injuries to protect team bonuses. It was pretty common to see people come dragging in, limping in and say, "I did this at home." Focus on avoiding reports, not avoiding harm. The fix: reward hazard identification and problem solving, not silence. Problem 3. The management disconnect. Voices unheard, expertise ignored. Nearly half of frontline workers are rarely listened to on safety issues. Management and workers have very different views about how safe the workplace actually is. This highlights a dangerous gap in workplace safety. Why this happens: distance from the work. Managers often work in offices while workers are on factory floors, construction sites, or other risky areas. Different information sources. Managers might only see safety reports and statistics, while workers experience near misses and hazards daily. Fear of speaking up. Workers may not report safety concerns because they worry about getting in trouble or losing their jobs. A common problem in workplace safety is physical separation between safety experts and actual work areas. The problem? Safety professionals, the people whose job it is to keep workers safe, often work in air-conditioned offices away from where the real work happens. This creates a gap. Why this matters? They miss real hazards. Sitting in an office, you can't see that a machine makes a weird noise before it breaks, or that workers have found a faster way to do something that's actually dangerous. They don't understand daily challenges. Workers might skip safety steps when they're behind schedule, but office-based safety staff don't witness this pressure. Communication gaps. Important safety information gets lost between the factory floor and the office. Top-down policies ignore practical constraints. Reality, those doing the work know the real hazards. Problem 4. The consultant gold rush. Modern safety initiatives. These initiatives have prompted a surge in so-called expert consultants, cashing in on these initiatives, with 99% never having set foot on a construction site or a live operational plant, rather than naming them, as we all know what they are. What is evident in all is that they focus on what goes right rather than what goes wrong. The appeal is they all sound progressive and worker-friendly. They move away from the traditional blame culture. They are measurable and have a scientific approach. The problem, they are a collection of untested theories. They have an academic appeal. They sound sophisticated and research-based. They have limited evidence. Most lack rigorous proof that they actually reduce injuries. Theoretical versus practical. These initiatives look great in conference presentations, however, they are unclear in real application. Old wine in new bottles. Let's take a look at some of these initiatives. Human and organizational performance still needs training, supervision, equipment, all traditional methods. Safety differently still requires incident investigation, risk assessments, compliance. These new approaches don't replace fundamental safety practices. They just reframe them with new terminology. They are perfect for organizations avoiding difficult cultural changes. The uncomfortable truth, real safety improvement, often requires difficult conversations. Your production targets are creating unsafe pressure, expensive decisions. We need to slow down production to work safely. Cultural confrontation. Management needs to stop saying safety first while rewarding speed. What's missing? The brutal reality. Sometimes safety improvement requires saying no to unrealistic deadlines, spending money on equipment and staffing, confronting management behavior, making unpopular decisions. What's missing? Well, the brutal reality is sometimes safety improvement requires saying no to unrealistic deadlines, spending money on equipment and staffing, confronting management behavior, making unpopular decisions. New methodologies often avoid these uncomfortable truths in favor of feel-good approaches that don't threaten existing power structures or spending priorities. Bottom line, these approaches aren't necessarily wrong, but they can become sophisticated ways of avoiding the hard work that real safety improvement requires. The path forward, return to the fundamentals.
Focus on preventing actual harm, not achieving metrics.
Value worker experience over management perception. Create genuine communication, bi-directional, not top-down. Reform incentives, reward hazard identification. Strengthen accountability, management responsibility for failures. Every worker deserves to go home safely. Everything else is just paperwork. The stakes are real. The young woman nearly crushed didn't need sophisticated safety management. She needed practical hazard controls and a culture that prioritized her life. Most executives see safety as cost, not performance driver. Until this changes, we'll keep chasing metrics while workers suffer. Thank you all for watching. What will you do differently tomorrow?